for that. But you've talked about request to pay in the concept of an ecosystem, but obviously request to pay fits within a portfolio of payment products. And for those folk who would know me, know that I used to be CEO of the UK's direct debit scheme. We talk about variable recurring payments a lot at the moment in the UK in the context of open banking and the JROC report. Package that together with me. How does request to pay fit in that sort of collection or receivables type scenario?
Yeah, and so it's a really great question, because I think in the payments world, we get very caught up with our own product and our own service, but ultimately, consumers won't recognize request to pay as request to pay. I think that what we call it is going to be something very different to what consumers end up calling it when they use it. Same as with open banking, the success of open banking will be actually when consumers don't know they're using open banking. It's just the easiest way for them to make the payment. So very similar with request to pay. And I think there's, with that kind of that open banking element, there's clearly variable recurring payments are on the horizon. They're really exciting. They've got the ability to have the increased security of, say, a card on file, but also they've got the added flexibility over something like a direct debit. So you've got the same recurring payment mechanism, but you've kind of got that ability to kind of improve upon the existing services. One of the biggest things about VRP, though, which I'm really excited about, is that interoperability point. Because actually direct debits, they work very well for a lot of people, but they are very static. You kind of set and forget. What they're not very good at is actually how do you offload from a direct debit to a potentially another payment method. I think that becomes really exciting with VRP, where, for example, you can interchange between a VRP and a request to pay seamlessly. The really great example of this, it's a classic one, but it's the gym subscription, where maybe you sign up for the starter package on the gym subscription. You do that with request to pay because you want the control of authorizing each and every transaction until you're comfortable with that product, that service that you're buying. Perhaps you've now taken to the gym, but you don't like having to authorize the transaction every time. So maybe you toggle a switch and you flip across to a variable recurring payment, to VRP. So actually that happens seamlessly in the background. But look, maybe you fall out of love with it again, and you actually want to go a bit more as pay as you go. So again, you can come back to request to pay. And I think for consumers, I think that's the really exciting bit, is actually how you can interoperate between these different ones, where actually you can automate the payments, or you can have more control over payments. And I think, forgetting the kind of what we call them, and actually how it's all about how consumers use them. And we need to be as flexible as consumers want to be with their particular payments. And I think the interchange between those are quite exciting.